Hey guys, this is Tagene Bank of Money Coaching Services, and today we are going to talk about balanced financial planning. What is that? All right, but before we get into it, I need you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and after I'm finished, please put a comment in the box. So guys, subscribe so that we can send out more videos. We want to do at least one video a day. We are currently doing one video a week, and based on the feedback we get from you, that will create more momentum and more energy for us to create more videos, right? We also have information in the description that you can check out as it relates to this video and also as it relates to the other things that we offer at Money Coaching Services. So let's get into it. What's a balanced financial plan, right? Because a lot of people keep talking about, oh, they want to be rich. But in truth and in fact, what they really want is to have the money they want to do the things they want, right? Make sense? Yes, this is what they want. They want the option to be able to do what they want with their time. So a balanced financial plan will help you to have the money so that if any emergency comes up, you have the money. Retirement comes up, you have some money, right? Things like that. Somebody die in the family, you have, that's right, you have some money. So here are some tips of what you can do. So these are going to be in order. So this is the order that you're supposed to implement these tips. So there are four basic aspects, right? Four. Yeah. First is what we call cash dollars. Cash dollars is you having like a deposit account where you put what is called your emergency fund. And for those of you who don't know, an emergency fund is basically 3 to 6 months of your expenses, or some people use up their income, right? Because you really shouldn't be spending more than your income. So you create an emergency fund and it should have between 3 to 6 months of your income, right? So say your income is 200,000 per month, you should have an emergency fund with at least $600,000 there, right? That money is not to be touched unless there's an emergency. An emergency covers, like if you lose a job, if you get ill and you cannot work, or anything that constitutes something that is urgent, and that does not entail doing your hair and doing your nails. Those are not emergencies, they are just wants. Okay, ladies? All right, so we're going to go into number two. So that's number one is cash dollars, which is basically emergency fund. You have to have an emergency fund. So after you created your emergency fund, what you do next, we call it your protection dollars. Protection dollars. Anybody can guess what is in a protection dollar? What it sound like to you? Yes, I hear some smart people. Insurance. Yes. The protection dollars entail getting insurance to protect you and your family against sickness. So you have health insurance, so that cover your sickness and some of your expenses for disability. And you have insurance also to cover death, right? So you're going to have insurance to cover your sickness. So when you're going to go to the doctor, you don't have to be coming up with the full amount to pay the doctor. Some of it comes off your insurance, right? All right, so that is what number two is, your insurance for sickness and for disability and death. And as it relates to death, now we know that it's difficult when you lose a loved one, and especially if that person was earning most of the money in the household. So the recommendation is that the insurance on the life of the person should be between 5 to 10 years of their income. 5 to 10 years. See? Yes. Yes, it might seem like a whole lot of money, but think about this. Think about it this way. Your spouse dies in an accident, something immediate, dies on spot. Now, all of a sudden, where you and your spouse would put together to cover the expenses now is you alone, right? And most people don't live below what they earn, especially when it comes on to a situation that you're not budgeting for yourself alone, you're budgeting for yourself and your spouse, and especially if you have children. Now, when the spouse dies, it takes away that additional income that would be coming into the household. So this is why the recommendation is there for you to set up an insurance to cover the death of your spouse, right? And this is why this long range is there. So 5 to 10 years of insurance would be adequate to cover the life insurance just in case your spouse dies. So you would get back that money when the spouse dies to kind of help you financially along. Yes, the money cannot replace your spouse. It is not intended to replace your spouse. The money is intended so that you and your family have money to buy food, to deal with the necessities, and if additional money is left, you you can also have some protection to say, okay, we have money, we don't have to worry. But in the meantime, it also buys you enough time for you to do one of two things, either to reduce your expenses drastically or find an additional source of income to make up for the lost income caused by the death of your spouse, right? Or the death of your partner, or the death of the person that was contributing to your expenses or paying some of your expenses. So that's number two, protection dollars. Yes. All right, number three is guaranteed investment dollars. So this is something like a permanent insurance. So permanent insurance gives you insurance for some permanent insurance covers the whole of your life, and that is up to age 100. And there are other fixed dollar investments that you could would be a part of this. So permanent insurance and fixed dollar investments. The reason why I need these now, these are for major expenses, major emergency, right? And also for retirement. Yes, people, retirement. What happens is that a lot of people are so used to living paycheck to paycheck that the effort they put in is basically as it relates to them trying to meet the day-to-day expenses. But as time goes by, what happens is that they don't realize that they are coming very close to their retirement age. And the problem with coming close to your retirement age is that it will become even more difficult for you to save or put something in place that would be adequate for you to have enough money to cover retirement. And normally for retirement, a person would need at least about 30 years of income. Yes, 30 years of income is what you should be planning for retirement. So it's you planning now to you're getting 200,000 per month times 12, then times 30. No, that is a big figure, right? But don't let that distract you. The point of all of this is to guarantee that you have money in your retirement. Also, what most people don't realize is that in your older years, most people tend to have health complications like and underlying illnesses like diabetes. Some people might get a stroke and these things, and you need to be able to pay for medical expenses. Now medical expenses are very expensive. Let me repeat that. Medical expenses are very expensive. Also, because you are older, you're gonna find that you have a tendency to go to the doctor more frequently than in your younger years. So having money for your retirement would help you as it relates to your everyday expenses, and that would also include your health expenses, your medical expenses. If you have to go to the hospital, if you have to spend any time in the hospital, if you have to do any surgery, these things, having your retirement fund would create this money that you're gonna need, right, when you have medical problems. So that was number 3, which is called your guaranteed dollars, right? And number 4 is what we call your equity investment dollars. So what is your equity investment dollars? Your equity investment dollars has to do with buying a house, paying off a house, right? Meaning you own that. Also, equity investment dollars means you buying stocks, bonds, and sometimes mutual funds, or probably real estate. But what it essentially means is that now equity dollars, you are focusing the 4th level of what you're doing on creating money that is creating money for you. So you have some money, you're going to invest it. When you invest it, based on your investment, you should end up with more money than you started with, right? So this is what we call the equity investment dollars, and this kind of helps to balance out now how quickly you can earn money from, say you buy stocks, you get dividends. Some companies pay dividends for their shares, and you can save those money. You can save the dividend money that you get from buying stock. Also, you have bonds. Bonds are sold by the government. You have government bonds and you have corporate bonds. Corporate bonds are sold by companies. So if there is a company that you are aware of their operations and how they do business, and they are offering a bond, Now, these information you can see on the stock exchange if a company is offering a bond, or if the government is offering a bond. You can find it on the Jamaica Stock Exchange website. Now, you can purchase those bonds. Now, the government bonds are said to be more secure, right? Has less risk than the other bonds. With the corporate bonds, the risk will be mostly as it relates to the company, because you know not every company is run the same. Management expertise are different for different companies, and hence you have some companies making billions of dollars and some making millions of dollars. As you can see, those companies who have a track record of over like a 10-year period of doing well financially would be the companies you would be thinking in your back of the mind that these are the companies that if they have a bond that you would invest with them, right? So as I said, the fourth one is investment dollars. Now, most people have a tendency to want to jump straight from income straight to investment. Now, that is not correct, because you have to lay the groundwork so that when you invest, in case you lose your money, because remember, investment entails risk. No investment is 100% secure. Repeat, no investment is 100% secure. So this is why investment, even though it has the ability to give you a lot of returns, especially if you say you buy a stock from an IPO. And for those of you who don't know, IPO is when a company is just issuing shares to the public for the first time. So it's called an initial public offer, IPO, right? Most people like to buy stocks from the stage of an IPO because they know normally what happens, not always, normally what happens is that the stock price goes up. And when the stock price goes up, it increases how much money you are making as an investment from the purchase of buying shares in that company, right? So, level one, first step, one, emergency fund. Emergency fund 3 to 6 months of your expenses, and this is what we call your cash dollars. So level one is cash dollars, to have an account with an emergency fund. Once you have completed that, you have created your emergency fund, you go to level two. Level two is what we call protection dollars. Protection dollars is you getting insurance to protect you from sickness, from disability, and in the case of death. So you have protection dollars. So what you are protecting is, if you are sick, money is there. If you have a disability, money is there. If someone in your family dies, money is, that is correct, money is there, right? So that is level two. After you have completed level two, now we go to level three, and level three is where you have guaranteed dollars. Guaranteed dollars is now when you, part of it includes, you can either do a permanent insurance, and for those of you who don't know, the permanent insurance is more expensive than the temporary insurance. Yes, right? So you do a permanent insurance in the level 3, which is what we call guaranteed dollars. Or you do any investment that is known as a fixed income investment, meaning you're getting a fixed income from it every month, right? So you can do fixed income. You can go on Google, type fixed income investment, and it shows you all the examples of what is a fixed income, right? So you have permanent insurance and fixed income investments, and these come under what we are talking about, guaranteed dollars, right? The guaranteed dollars is set up to provide to you a means of having money to cover major emergencies and to help you to plan for retirement, and also to take up any opportunities that might come up that is in your financial interest, right? So the fourth and last one is what we call our investment or equity investment dollars. So equity investment dollars is really you having this money that is creating more money for you, or you basically growing your wealth, right? So the investment dollars, like you get a mortgage and you pay off the mortgage early, right? So that is an asset to you, and when you're calculating your personal wealth now, instead of it saying that okay, the house is valued 8 million and you owe the bank 7 million, it is going to say that the house is valued at 8 million and your assets, right, is 8 million. So technically you'd have a net worth of 8 million, assuming that that was the only thing in your calculation, right? So a net worth is what we use in the financial industry to measure your wealth. And the formula is your total assets, the dollar value, minus your total liabilities, the dollar value. So the total assets are things that you own, right? And what the value is. Total liability is things that you owe, right? And you subtract what you owe, right? So your loans, your credit cards, your mortgages, you subtract those balances from the total value of the things you own, like your house and your car and money that you have in your account as cash for emergency. And then you will get what is known as your net worth, right? So that's it for us today on how to have a balanced financial plan. And you can review the steps, see where you are. Even if you haven't started level 1 yet, which is the cash dollars, you can start from level 1 and take your time and go up to level 4, right? So level 1 is cash dollars, which is an emergency fund. Level 2 is what we call protection dollars. Level 3 is what we call guaranteed dollars. And level 4 is what we call equity investment dollars. So thank you for joining us today. And if you like this video, please leave a comment so we can read your feedback. And please also put in the comment what videos you want us to do for you. Yes, we're here to serve you. So tell us what it is that you want us to talk about next. And please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't go without hitting the notification bell and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, click the next video. Okay, guys, bye.